Tēnā koe and welcome to my standard tahi reflection. I'm going to start with a general overview and how the learning goals related to developing my confidence, increasing my score on the self-assessment scale, what these imply in my practice, and a few links to the literature. So in terms of the artifacts and how they increase my confidence, two of the main reasons I think that was the case was because the documents are collaborative and they are also creative. So the reason I work quite well collaboratively is because you're using everyone's specialised skills and you're also accountable to your colleagues, and often the conversations that you have or the articles that you share with each other enable a deeper understanding of the learning. And then secondly, I come from an arts background, and I think also like my Māori history is more meaningful when I'm creating things, and also I think that collaboration is important too. So in terms of the self-assessment and how much I grew, I'll just take you here to my pre and post assessment mawhai. So for standard tahi, I grew a lot, 4 points on the self-assessment scale. And again, this was due to collaboration and creating, and because part of my skill is going through the research and pulling out things that are meaningful and then cutting and pasting them into our shared document, I was able to listen to the videos or read the documents and pull out some of the key information. So for example, in in 1.2, I went from a 3 to a 7 because of quite a few reasons, but the main reason was a video I watched by Whare Hoka Wano, and he talks about the 3 Ps, and really that they can come down to 2 things, which is normalising tikanga and te reo in the classroom. So for example, he talked about instructions are in te reo, children know their pepeha, basic greetings in te reo, you can have karakia, you can have waiata, but that these things are normalised. Like you go into any classroom in New Zealand and these things will just be happening, that there should be greetings around the school, they should be embraced by all aspects of the staff, children, parents, that it's just completely normalised, which is currently not the case. And then also what was really, really good was actually a reflective template that I updated from Sonia McFarlane's Te Pūtaki o Aoraki, Maintaining a Professional Practice Portfolio. And I found that so helpful because she seemed to have words that sat well with maybe some of my cultural aspects. So for example, in my reflective template, it has words like what was meaningful, what did I sense, what were the insights, what's the conclusion, have I shared this with the whānau? And I think really the light bulb moment for me when I was reading that article was, what is meaningful and how do I make this meaningful? Because sometimes within cultural competencies, I feel like it's not meaningful. Whereas, for example, if I was localizing, like I did, like localizing te reo and normalizing te reo, a story I made up for the Fun Friday had the landmarks in te reo and had a little bit like associated around it, and that was really meaningful for a student because she was from Ngāi Tahu, and it wasn't about just generally what Māori did, it was actually specifically what her ancestors did and why they named landmarks for that reason, or why that landmark was so significant. And to me, being of Māori descent, meaning is really important. And the implications for this on my practice is that, particularly my Māori students and any students really, they need to know the why. It needs to be really meaningful. Like, why are we learning this? What is important about it? And also, I think the whānau, like often my Māori whānau, they're straight up. They want to know what's going on, why are we doing this, what are the boundaries, what are the limitations of this. And I think through this standard is I've come to understand how important that is, that actually that's part of participation, that's part of collaboration, that's part of protecting their taonga, which is the reo. In terms of future PD and just reflecting on against the goal, initially my goal was I would like to go to like a kohanga reo school or talk to a specialist Māori educationalist, but due to earlier in the year I separated and then I was affected by the Christchurch shootings. I just had to do what was easiest to kind of manage the year. Yeah, I'm really proud of myself and I'm grateful for what I've gotten through and the support I've had from the Massey team. So I will... rats. Okay, so... sorry, this is taking so long. So I think overall this links to Bronfman Brenner's theory of ecological learning. So, for example, the microsystem is learning from the parents, and then the mesosystem is what you learn from, is based on the relationships you have with others. That really is like within a school. And so your relationship with others is the most important, and your relationship is based on the beliefs, values and skills that those people hold. So it's really important that I uphold those values of partnership, participation and protection with all of my students, because again that kind of relates to White and Orr in their article by 2004 about cultural capital, and that, you know, if students aren't demonstrating the cultural capital of the dominant culture, then they're not going to achieve in school. Whereas it's so important that we have the Treaty of Waitangi principles obvious in our classrooms, because otherwise the students won't learn, and that's not fair. That's an exclusive education system. So I'm sorry this has taken longer and it's not as succinct as I'd wanted it to be, but I've really enjoyed learning about standard tahi and feel privileged to have this opportunity to take time to do this readings. Thank you.